Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first episode of NWA Extra Innings today. Let's cue the intro. Welcome back, folks. This is the first episode of NWA Extra Innings. Again, we have Bruno Fish and Rico Suave. I'm Kerry Harry. Bruno, how are you doing today?
Doing swell. A great day here in the fish quarantine. It's like they call it the fish tank in our part of the world, so I'm good.
Rico, how you doing, man?
We're doing well, yeah. Living a dream, except the dream is to be outside playing wiffle ball, so...
So not living the dream, basically.
Yeah, I guess not yet. Yeah.
Not yet, but May 25th, ladies and gentlemen, opening day. So that will take us to our first segment of the video. All right, the first segment today we're going to do on this episode, we're going to do the Meet the Teams. Two of the teams will be exactly the same from last year in terms of team name and team captains, but a little bit of roster changes. So the first roster change will go to Bruno Fish, describing the RGCV team this year.
Alright, so RGCV is back for the third year in a row. Not a whole lot of turnover on their roster. They're bringing back Zach Gunn, Olivia, and Johnny, all from last year's team. But they have three new players this year, bringing in Isaac, Gabe Linneman, who's playing for the first time this year, and Nick Rackers, who won the World Series last year with the committee. So obviously a few new names on that team. I'll be interested to see how they play out. A lot of roster movement that could go on there, see if that's where. But I think they're looking like a good team to start the year, you know? Maybe they got a little bit younger up and down the lineup, but I think that'll help overall. I think they're definitely contention to finish in first place at the end of the regular season.
I totally agree with that. Now we'll go to the second team. The other team that's going to be returning the committee for the third straight year will be in the league. They're headed by Patrick Ballman and Zach Cleaver. Also on their roster this year, they're bringing back Dominic and Drew, so the same four core players they've had all the last 2 years. And then this year we're bringing in rookie Mikey Hainig, brother of Will Hainig. Look out, ladies and gentlemen. He's one of the biggest pros you'll ever see on the diamond, so he's going to be very good. So yeah, that's the committee looking to win another World Series. And then we're going to go to Rico Suave, who will give us his rundown on the Oreos.
Yeah, so the Oreos this year are a brand new team to the league, but they have some former players such as Michael Dobb, John Dobb, Aiden, James, Thomas, and Brendan. Honestly, they're all players that have been seasoned and are veterans to the league, but they're going to have to be able to form and mold this year really well. But I think they have the pitching with Michael, the speed with John, the hitting power with Aiden, James, and Thomas and Brendan. So I think they're looking pretty solid. Only time will tell how they're going to end up, but I'm feeling good about that for sure.
Yeah, that's a very good rundown, man. They went 2-0 in the spring training video. Not a lot of people expected the Orioles to be good this year, so look for them to be fighting to prove people wrong. So we're going to go into another team that's new this year, the Baja Blast, headed by John Satrowski and Logan Baum. Those two players had great on-base percentages last year, so look out. I did a little edit on our Instagram at NWA Wiffle Ball of the teams where they were predicted to finish over-under, and the Baja Blast had the best overall batting average and on-base percentage. So look out for them to prove some people wrong this year. They're headed by John and Logan. They also have Will Hainig, CeCe Miller, John Noel, and they also have Wyatt Linneman. Now look out for him, folks. I'm telling you, this guy is going to be a stud. Just watch and wait, folks. This guy's going to be really good. He was hitting some bombs off of Patrick in spring training. Not on video, but you'll see him. He's going to be really good. So that's going to be a really good team right there. And we actually have a special guest for you guys. We're going to be calling in to team captain of the Beach Boys, the last new team in the league, David Noel. So we're going to call him real quick. David Noel is now on the line. David, how are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure for you to join the show. I know it took a while for you to get onto the show, so it's good to have you here. So what is it like being able to run your own team this year? I know you played with Zach and John. on the RGCVs the last 2 years. What's going to be the difference this year compared to last year, not being a team captain?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm just going to have to step up more leadership-wise. I think our team skill-wise is definitely going to be there, but I think definitely I'm going to have to be there as a leader to guide our team through whatever we're going to have to face. But I like our team. We're looking to add Josh Noel as a pitcher for our second reliever, or for our first reliever, second pitcher. But we have Paul, who can hit and pitch. But we also have Ethan Gunn, Ethan Jones, and Ethan Hunty, who are of all baseball background. So I'm feeling pretty confident. But at the same time, we're just looking for a podium spot. If we get the ship, then we're happy. But podium spot would be pretty cool for our first season. So, yeah.
Yeah, look out for Josh Noel, ladies and gentlemen. He threw a couple nearly no-hitters. He threw a no-hitter against the committee last year. I remember that. So he will be a very big pickup if the Beach Boys can sign him.
So recently there was a picture of Paul Noel in a boot walking around. Is that going to affect the start of the season at all?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I was definitely a little disappointed with seeing him be a little reckless with that. But, I mean, life happens. And so I think his recovery time should be in about 2 to 3 weeks. So right before the season starts. So I'm not too worried about that. He's been throwing wiffle balls, been hitting, just not running. So he's still getting his reps in, getting his cuts and dealing. So I'm not too worried. But yeah, that's a great question. And as of right now, the timeline should be back by May 16th. So I'm looking to have him back. So, but yeah.
Now, one quick follow-up question on that. If you had to pick an opening day starter today, who would it be for your team?
I think it definitely have to be Paul. Paul can deal, and he can deal consistently. So I just have confidence in him. I also have confidence in Josh, but I just a little bit more in Paul right now with what I've seen. So it's going to probably be Paul if he comes back healthy. So
that's good for you.
You guys are going to be the 2020 opening day game. There will be 3 opening day games, but you guys will be the main one, the first video of the 2020 season. What are you guys doing to prepare? We probably will not have any more spring training games unless magic happens and we can get one out. But you'll probably never be able to see these Baja Blasts coming into the season. So what are you guys going to try to do to prepare for the pitching that's going to happen from John Satrowski before the season even starts?
I think a big part is, since we have some good talent here at home, just facing that talent here. But I think also watching the videos and scouting John out over YouTube, especially games of the week, will probably be key, just to see his arm slots, pitches, locations, stuff like that. So you can only do the best you can, and if John deals, then you just tip your hat to him. But I think we're just practice and just watching videos. So I think that's how we're going to have to prepare.
A quick follow-up question. Is it going to be weird to play John Satrowski and Zach Gunn on opening day, 2 players that you used to play against or play with on the RGCV?
I definitely think it will, yeah, for sure. I have a lot of love for those former teammates, for sure. And it's going to be weird. We're going to have a lot of fun. And I guess at the end of the day, just tip your hat to the best team that wins. So, but yeah, a lot of love to those former teammates that I've played against. So it should be a lot of fun, for sure.
Love to hear it. All right, that'll take us to our next segment. Thank you, David Doyle. All right, so now what we're going to do, we are going to take one thing that each team needs to do to win the World Series. We'll start off with Bruno Fish, who's going to give us one thing that the Beach Boys need to do to win the World Series this year.
All right, number one thing Beach Boys need to do this year, win the World Series, is mainly they just need to get themselves in good spots. Good starts with pitching, I think, is the main thing. That's probably the biggest question mark, even though we know Paul Noel is probably going to be their starting pitcher. We don't know if Josh is going to be there yet, but David's also a really good pitcher. So they have some pitching there, but they need to get that sorted out. You know, who's the main guy, who's second, who's third, you know. That's really important with team chemistry, is find out where those guys fall in line. And then you have all the Ethans, and they're fantastic hitters. So I think if the bottom of their lineup hits really well and then their pitching comes together, I think you'll see this team in the World Series.
Absolutely. All right, now we're going to go with Rico Suave. What do the Baja Blasts need to do to win the World Series in 2020?
Yeah, so what I kind of had was I think they need to find their secondary pitcher. We obviously know John Satrowski. just rocking fire. So they automatically have at first. I think they have to find their secondary reliever, second pitcher. So that's pretty key. And then also just keep doing what they're doing, getting on base, getting little hits here and there is just going to stay huge. So, but I think the biggest thing is they need to find a secondary pitcher that they can rely on every single week to just steal innings and just eat some innings up whenever John isn't feeling it or he isn't there. So I think secondary pitching is their big thing to making it to the World Series.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. And then next, the Orioles. What I believe the Orioles need to do, they need to just have that rock-solid starter. That's been their biggest question mark coming into the year. Can Michael produce? We've seen him do it in spring training, but can he continue after the season, the grind of a 44-game season plus playoffs? So that will be a big question mark. I think if we see him deal the first couple weeks on opening day, first week 2, week 3, then I'll have a lot more confidence in them. But because they got a good batting order, they have some veteran players in there, a lot of power. So I think just having that rock-solid pitcher, if they have that, I think they have a really good chance of winning the World Series this year. So now we're going to go back to Bruno. Bruno, what do the RGCVs need to do to win the World Series? Will this be the year for the RGCVs?
Yes, if this is the year for the RGCVs, they need to unite as a team because they have 3 new players coming into their team this year, in Isaac, Gabe, and Nick. And if they're going to win a World Series, they need to unite as a team. They need a leader and somebody to step up and pull them together in those big moments. Somebody to get that extra big hit, somebody to step up when they need them most.
Absolutely, totally agree with that. And then the last team, the committee, what they need to do to three-peat, I think what they need to do is just pick up the offense. You've seen them slump big time in regular season play. I think they had probably the worst batting average and on-base percentage combined as a team last year. But they get hot when it counts the last 2 years, but you can't just rely on luck near the end of the year. So I think they need to be consistent offensively, make a lot more contact. They struck out way too much last year. So I think if they do that, I think they have a good chance of winning the World Series in 2020. So that will take us to the hot takes, the final segment, the hot take segment. All right, now we're going to go into our final segment, the hot take segment. We'll start off with Bruno Fish.
All right, let's get the grill fired up. It's time for hot takes. The first hot take is that, just some quick background, there's never been a perfect game thrown in the history of the NWA. This year, my hot take is there'll be 3 or more perfect games thrown throughout the course of the regular season. Folks, we almost had one in spring training. The committee had a real good day defensively, and they almost pulled off a perfect game. But if that little scrub Zach Cleaver could almost get a perfect game, I can tell you some of these pitchers, they're going to eventually run into a few. So I say 3 or more perfect games throughout the regular season. Then my second hot take is that if you remember back to the 1998 MLB regular season, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa had an epic home run battle going down to the final day of the regular season. My prediction is that this year, you'll see something similar between Zach Gunn and Patrick Bowman. These two guys will be unloading home runs all season long. I think it's going to be an epic race. I think it'll be more exciting than the standings even. I could see both of these guys totaling more than 80 home runs. So, combined between both of them. So I think it'll be a really exciting race to see who gets the home run crown. I could see it being a really exciting storyline throughout the regular season.
Wow, that's a very hot take, especially with Patrick, because he's really not that good of a hitter. He's kind of overrated, but it's still a hot take nonetheless. But now we're going to go to Rico Suave. Rico, what's your hot take?
Yeah, so as I was thinking of one, I think my hot take is home runs are hard to come by, especially as the pitching continues to get better year after year. And so my hot take is that Aiden Benedict and James Dobb not hit 10, not 20, not 25, but 30-plus home runs this season.
Combined?
So, no, to each other.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
wow, that's a hot take. I like it. I like it. Well, I have a similar route with the Orioles. I'm going to go James wins the Silver Slugger. So, James, it's his lucky day on camera today. So, I do say James wins Silver Slugger. He was swinging for power last year. He takes some big hacks when he's up at the plate. So, I could see him totaling a lot of home runs winning Silver Slugger this year. And then finally, I think Michael will win Cy Young. That's my hot take. I think Michael is a great pitcher. He's shown a lot of talent on the mound, so especially in spring training. We didn't expect it last year, but I think he could be a really good pitcher in this league, especially with him learning his little drop pitch he has. It's pretty deadly. So, so that's some hot takes. All right, guys, so that's going to end NWA Extra Innings show. Rico, do you have any last words for the camera?
Yeah, so I think just this time, I just want to say thank you to all the people on the front lines that are working hard, just doing all they can to save us and protect us. But I just want to say, everyone be safe, be wise, and look forward to some wiffle ball.
Absolutely. Bruno, any last words?
I couldn't say any better, Rico. That was phenomenal. But no, it's a good show. Good seeing everyone. Everybody stay safe, healthy, and enjoy the quarantine.
Absolutely. Opening day is coming on Memorial Day, May 25th. The first matchup between the Baja Blast and the Beach Boys. Look out for that. We might Instagram live it as well, so be ready for that. The second game will be Oreos versus RGCDs. That will be another good game. And then the third game of the day will be the World Series rematch, the biggest rivalry in sports, the Committee versus the RGCD. So 3 good matchups for opening day. So thank you guys for watching this video. Follow us on Instagram, NWA Wiffle Ball, to keep up with all the news for the league. So thank you guys for watching. Be safe out there.
Thank you.